Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to install an IDE for Python. We're going to install Eclipse for use with Python 2.6, but this tutorial also works for other versions of Python, including Python 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, and I'm sure 3.1, 3.2 as well. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you install Eclipse or start working with this IDE is make sure that you have a working version of Python installed on your machine. So the first thing, obviously, for that is to install Python. You can do that by just visiting the Python website. If you're not sure how to do that or where to locate it, you can just always Google Python. It's usually the first link. It's the python.org website. Click on download, and then this is the download page for Python. Just download the file that you want, run it, go through the installation steps, then you'll have a working version of Python. And now to the IDE. Eclipse is actually written in Java, which makes it cross-platform. What does that mean? That means that there is a version of Eclipse, or the same version of Eclipse can run on Macintosh or Linux as well as PC. So this is really useful if you're going to be kind of jumping between different machines. And since Python itself is a cross-platform language, it's useful to kind of also have a cross-platform development environment as well. So Eclipse is actually a very powerful IDE. I strongly recommend it. There are other IDEs as well, such as Wing IDE, Scintilla Text Editor, I believe Komodo is another one as well. These are all other IDEs. Oh, JEdit as well as NetBeans. These are all IDEs you may have heard of. I recommend Eclipse, even though it's based on Java, which at times can be very annoying, with the automatic updates, etc. So the first thing you want to do for Eclipse is download Java. So go to Java's website, www.java.com, and click on the free Java download. And then just download the version of Java that it gives you. I believe this website will detect what version you're viewing it from. So if you're viewing from a Macintosh, it'll direct you to the Macintosh download or to the Linux download, etc. Just download the version that's listed and install it. After you've done that, you're going to go to the Eclipse website, and you can find that just by going to Google again. Just type Eclipse, like so. The first link there, the Eclipse Foundation Open Source Community website, is the website for the Eclipse IDE. So it's a really cool website, has a lot of stuff on it, but for us right now, all we need to worry about is the download link on the upper right. Just click that. This is the Eclipse download page. It has a bunch of versions of Eclipse. It has a version of Eclipse for C++, a version of Eclipse for Java, a version of Eclipse for PHP. You don't really see anything here for Python. Don't worry about it. What we need is actually the Eclipse Classic. When you're viewing this video, it may not say Eclipse Classic 3.6.2. It might not be the third one down. Just look for Eclipse Classic somewhere on this page. Just click on that. And actually, no, don't click on that. Go on back. And you're going to want to click on one of these links here. So I'm on Windows, so it's on Windows, so it's good for me. But if you're on Linux, you can download the Linux versions, or if you're on Mac OS, you can download the Mac OS versions as well. So I'm going to go to Windows, and I'm going to download the 32-bit version because I found that the 32-bit version has better compatibility with Java, and it's just a lot easier to install. If you're using 64-bit Windows and you absolutely need the 64-bit, environment, by all means download the 64-bit version. However, in this tutorial, I'm going to cover the 32-bit version only, so if there's some kind of quirk that only comes up with 64-bit, you're kind of going to be out of luck as far as me helping you. So go ahead and download Eclipse. Eclipse, as you can see here, is a 171 megabyte download. That means that it might take you a little bit to download. It might take you maybe 5-10 minutes depending on your internet connection or longer. So I'm actually going to pause the video here and then start it up again after it's done downloading. I recommend you pause it as well, so that way you can kind of wait for everything to get set up and then we can go on. So go ahead. You're going to want to download and install Java, and don't install yet. Don't do anything with the Eclipse download, but just download it and have it done, and then unpause the video. Alright guys, so by this time you should make sure that you have a Python installation all set up and working. Make sure that you've downloaded and installed Java, and then make sure that you've downloaded but not yet done anything with Eclipse. So I have the Eclipse zip file downloaded right here on my desktop, Eclipse SDK 362 Win32. Your file name might be something similar to this, maybe it's a different version. Hopefully it's Win32 as well, so you'll be your installation will go very similar to the way mine's going to go. So what you're going to want to do is actually double click this to see actually opened up on the other window, but this is what you might see when you open up Eclipse zip file here. It's just a folder called Eclipse, and then you see all this stuff inside. So Eclipse actually doesn't need to be installed. It's actually zipped up in its final state. So all you need to do is just extract it to some place on your hard drive where you're going to be ready to, we're going to be, kind of set up to run it from. I don't recommend unzipping it to your desktop. It's just, I don't know, it seems like some place that you might accidentally delete it sometime. I recommend just unzipping it to maybe your program files, or maybe on another hard drive, maybe even on a USB zip drive or a key drive, something like that. In my case, I'm just going to unzip it to this D drive Python stuff folder that I created. So I'm just going to drag it over here, and it's going to start unzipping. This process is going to take a little bit, so I'll just pause it and start it up when it's almost done. Alright guys, so just finished kind of extracting to this folder. So what you're going to want to do once it's done unzipping here is just double click the file or the folder and just double click on Eclipse. So it kind of says, give me a security warning because it just downloaded it and it's not sure what it's all about, so just hit run. And the first time you run Eclipse, it's actually going to ask you to set up a working folder or a kind of a workspace. So what you're going to want to do when that thing pops up is just enter a workspace somewhere on your hard drive where you want to set up and save all your scripts that you're going to be writing in Python. So in my case, I just set it up to be D drive / Python stuff / workspace. You can set it up to be anywhere else, like if you have a network share that you use, or again, if you have a portable hard drive or some sort of a, I don't know, even an SD card, some sort of removable media, you can set up a workspace on there as well. Once you set up the path for it, I check this box so it doesn't ask me every time I run Eclipse, because after a while it gets annoying, especially if you're just going to use the same thing every time. So hit OK. So the first time you run Eclipse, it takes a little bit to get started. After this first time, it'll be a lot faster. It's just kind of initializing a bunch of settings and, setting up some files for the first run. Okay. So this is the Eclipse window, the welcome screen. Right now, we don't really care about this. Later on, if you want to come back and go through these tutorials or kind of get more familiar with Eclipse, feel free to. Right now, I'm just going to show you how to set up Python. So I'm just going to close the welcome screen. The first thing we need to do is go to the Help menu, go to Install New Software, and this screen pops up. What we're going to want to do is click this Add button here, type in the name kind of box, type PyDev, and for location, we're going to type http:// that's already written for us. We're going to type pydev.org/updates. So pydev.org/updates. Click OK, and now it's going to load it up. Okay, and it pops up. We're just going to check the box for the first one that just says PyDev. Don't worry about the other ones, just check the first one and hit next. Okay, after it's done, you can see the screen here that says install details. It says PyDev for Eclipse, just hit next. You see a license agreement, just hit I accept and hit finish. And now it's going to start downloading and installing the software. So about halfway through the installation, this thing's going to pop up and it's going to ask you basically, do you trust this? You can check the box and hit yes, you do trust it, and hit OK, and then it'll continue. After it's done, it'll ask you to restart Eclipse. Just hit restart now. Eclipse will start right back up. After that first run, it's a lot faster to launch Eclipse, so here it is. And now we're almost done installing Python, but there's one more thing we have to do. So go to the Window menu, go down to Preferences, go down to PyDev, click on Interpreter Python right there. And you'll notice here it says Python interpreters and we have nothing listed here. We have to actually tell it where our Python interpreter is located on our hard drive. So just click on New. And on my machine I have Python 2.6.4 installed for compatibility with Maya 2011. You might have a different version. You can name it whatever you want. I typically just like naming it the version, so I'm going to write Python 2.6.4. And for the executable, I'm going to browse. And it kind of automatically guesses where it's going to be, but usually it's in your C drive. Click on Python, whatever version you have. Usually it's 2.6, 2.7, 2.5, etc. And then it's usually python.exe. So just hit that and hit open, and then hit OK. And on this follow-up screen, just check the boxes if there are any unchecked and hit OK. All right, and you're done, so hit OK. Okay, cool. So now we actually are pretty much set up for using Python in Eclipse. There's just one more thing. We have to switch to the PyDev perspective. Right now we're in the Java perspective. So what we're going to want to do, especially if we're not going to use Java, is just right-click on this Java link and click Close. And then click this button here. This is Open Perspective. Hit Other. Come down to PyDev, hit OK. And now we have a PyDev perspective. So this doesn't really mean much to most of you, but let's get started with a real quick Python script. So I'm actually going to add I'm going to show a view. I'm going to show the navigator view. The navigator view is useful for showing like the files that are in your project or the projects you have open. So in the navigator, I'm going to right click, click New, Project, go down to General, Project, hit Next. I'm going to call my project Python Test and hit Finish. Now I have a Python test project. I'm going to open it. I'm going to right click on it, hit New, File, call the file pytest.py, hit Finish. And now I have a Python source file. In this Python source file, I'm going to type print hello world from Eclipse. And now I have a Python print function. And to run this, I'm just going to hit this button here, Run. And the first time you run a Python script, it's going to ask you how you want to run it. I'm just going to use Python run, hit OK, and then hit OK. So now in this console down here, I have the output from this script. So I can now kind of test whatever I want. So if I wanted to say something else, like IDE equals Eclipse print IDE, and then just run this Eclipse. So there are shortcuts. You go to the run menu. Control F11 is to run, F11 is to debug, and you have all these other options as well. You can also set breakpoints and debug and do a lot of the things you can do in other IDEs such as Visual Studio and those types of things now with Python. So I hope you learned something from this tutorial. I hope you have Eclipse set up. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or post a comment on this video. Thanks.